The rain hammered down like God's own judgment, turning the cracked asphalt of rural Ohio into a river of regret. Adam's boots splashed through puddles that mirrored the fury in his father's eyes, the same eyes that had just spat the word abomination like it was holy writ. He didn't look back at the farmhouse porch where his mother clutched her rosary, whispering prayers that felt more like curses, as the screen door slammed shut behind him for the last time. 22 years of hiding, of stolen glances at the high school quarterback, of nights spent scrolling through forbidden apps on a phone he'd smash if anyone found out, and now, in one shattering dinner-table confession, it all unraveled. "You're no son of mine," his father had growled, voice thick with whiskey and righteousness, while his brother sneered from the shadows. Adam ran, heart pounding like a war drum, the weight of their rejection a blade twisting in his gut. He made it to the Greyhound station by dawn, soaked to the bone, with $50 and a backpack stuffed with clothes that smelled like home, a home he could never return to. The bus to New York City was a steel beast rumbling east, carrying him toward anonymity, toward a city that swallowed secrets whole. As the cornfields blurred into suburbs and then nothingness, Adam pressed his forehead against the grimy window, whispering to his reflection, "This is freedom. This has to be." File 1. The Port Authority bus terminal hit Adam like a sucker punch, chaos incarnate, a throbbing artery of the Empire State where dreams collided with despair. Bodies surged in every direction. Suited commuters barking into phones, tourists fumbling with maps, and the homeless shuffling like ghosts through the fluorescent haze. It was October, and the air carried a crisp bite that seeped through his thin jacket, but Adam barely noticed. His stomach gnawed at itself, empty since that half-eaten meatloaf back in Ohio, but pride, or was it terror, kept him from begging. He'd imagined New York as a glittering escape, a place where he could reinvent himself, but reality was a grind of concrete and exhaust. With his cash dwindling, he wandered into the labyrinth of Midtown, eyes darting like a cornered animal. Times Square assaulted his senses. Neon billboards screaming promises of Broadway shows and luxury watches, the scent of hot dogs mingling with urine from alleyways. He ducked into a diner on 42nd Street, the kind with sticky counters and waitresses who called you Han without meaning it. A cup of black coffee stretched his dollars, and he nursed it for an hour, eavesdropping on conversations that felt worlds away, Wall Street deals, weekend plans to the Hamptons. By evening, the cold clawed deeper, and Adam's resolve cracked. He found a bench in Bryant Park, huddling under the glow of string lights strung between skeletal trees. The park was a haven for the city's eccentrics, chess hustlers under umbrellas, joggers in designer gear, and a cluster of queer kids laughing too loudly near the fountain, their rainbow pins glinting like badges of defiance. Adam watched them from afar, envy twisting in his chest. They moved with an ease he craved, hands brushing casually, eyes locking in silent understandings. One guy, with a fade haircut and a septum piercing, caught Adam staring and winked. Adam flushed, dropping his gaze to his scuffed sneakers. Sleep came in fits, interrupted by the wail of sirens and the shuffle of night shift workers. When dawn broke gray and unforgiving, Adam's body ached from the bench's unyielding wood. He needed a plan, a job, a room, anything to anchor him. The classifieds in a discarded post offered slim pickings: dishwasher at a Hell's Kitchen Irish pub, stock boy at a bodega in the village. He chose the pub, O'Malley's, because it was closest and the ad promised no experience necessary. The walk there was a gauntlet of construction sites and coffee carts, the city awakening with a roar that drowned out his doubts. The pub was a dim cave of mahogany and stale ale, reeking of friar grease and regret. Mick, the barrel-chested owner with a brogue thick as peat, sized Adam up like a side of beef. "You look like you could use a meal more than a paycheck, kid," he grunted, but there was a flicker of kindness in his eyes. Adam mumbled something about being from out of town, fresh for opportunity. Mick hired him on the spot, $10 an hour under the table, plus tips if he didn't screw up. The work was brutal, scrubbing pots that could swallow his arms, dodging drunken grabs from patrons, the heat from the kitchen turning his shirt into a second skin. But it paid, and after 3 shifts, Mick slipped him 20 extra with a nod. Don't let the wolves eat you alive. Nights blurred into a routine of crashing on the pub's storeroom cot, Mick's begrudging charity, and daydreaming about a life beyond suds and grease. Adam explored on off days, mapping the city like a spy, the High Line's elevated tracks where lovers strolled hand in hand, Washington Square Park's arch under which buskers strummed folk tunes about lost love. He downloaded Grindr on a library computer, heart racing as he swiped through profiles. Buff gym rats, artsy twinks, silver foxes with bios promising no strings. But every ping of a message sent him spiraling. What if they saw the farm boy beneath the facade? What if they recoiled like his family had? One rainy Thursday, after a double shift that left his hands raw and pruned, Adam trudged toward the subway, put up against the downpour. The storm had turned Manhattan into a watercolor of blurred lights, taxis hissing through flooded streets. He cut through an alley off 8th Avenue to shave time, the walls closing in with graffiti tags that screamed rebellion. Fuck the system, love wins. His boot caught a puddle, splashing water up his jeans, and he cursed under his breath when a figure materialized from the shadows ahead. The man was tall, broad-shouldered, with rain-slicked dark hair curling at the collar of a leather jacket. He was fumbling with an umbrella that had turned inside out, muttering profanities that echoed off the bricks. Adam froze, instinct screaming trap, but the stranger looked up, blue eyes catching the street lamp's glow like fractured sapphires. "Shit. Sorry. Didn't see you there," the man said, voice warm despite the chill, a faint southern drawl softening the edges. He wrestled the umbrella back into shape and held it out. "Here. Take this. You look like a drowned rat." Adam hesitated, water dripping from his lashes. "I'm fine. Keep it." The man chuckled, low and genuine, stepping closer without crowding. "Nah, I've got a coat. Name's Jordan. You heading somewhere dry, or just sightseeing in the shitstorm?" Close. Jordan smelled like sandalwood and wet wool, his jaw shadowed with stubble that begged to be traced. Mid-30s, maybe, with laugh lines that spoke of joy's hard one. "Adam," he replied, voice barely above the rain's patter. "Just getting home. Or whatever passes for it." Jordan's gaze sharpened, taking in the backpack's sag, the exhaustion etched into Adam's features. "Home's a loaded word in this town. Look, there's a dive bar 2 blocks over, decent whiskey, no judgments. Let me buy you a drink. Warms the bones better than any umbrella." It was madness, stranger danger 101, but something in Jordan's steady presence cracked Adam's armor. Maybe it was the accent, evoking backroads and fireflies, or the way he didn't leer, just offered shelter like it was the most natural thing. Adam nodded, and they fell into step, the umbrella shielding them in a fragile bubble. The bar was a hole in the wall called The Anchor, all exposed brick and vinyl booths, playing Springsteen on a jukebox that wheezed like an old man. Jordan ordered 2 Jamesons, neat, and slid one across the scarred table. To bad weather and worse decisions, Jordan toasted, clinking glasses. Adam sipped, the burn chasing away the cold, loosening the knot in his throat. Words tumbled out then, halting at first, then in a flood, the farm, the confession, the bus ticket bought with tears. Jordan listened without interruption, his face a mask of quiet fury on Adam's behalf. Family's supposed to be the first line of defense, not the firing squad, Jordan said finally, swirling the amber dregs in his glass. My folks pulled the same shit, called me everything but my name when I came out at 19. Kicked me to the curb in Atlanta with a Bible and a bus pass. Took me years to unlearn that poison. Adam stared, the parallels a punch to the solar plexus. How'd you survive? Jordan leaned back, a ghost of a smile playing on his lips. One bad decision at a time. Landed here 5 years ago, bartending by night, painting by day. Turns out, the city's got room for strays if you scratch hard enough. He paused, eyes tracing Adam's face with an intensity that wasn't predatory, but probing like he saw the fractures and wanted to map them. You're tougher than you think, Adam. Running takes guts. Staying? That'll make you unbreakable. They talked until last call, the rain easing to a drizzle outside. Jordan walked him back to the alley's mouth, pressing a business card into Adam's palm. Jordan Hale, freelance illustrator with a Chelsea address. If you need a couch, or just ears that don't judge, call. No strings. Farm boy. Adam watched him vanish into the night, card burning a hole in his pocket. For the first time since Ohio, sleep came easy, dreams laced not with shame, but with blue eyes and the promise of dawn. Weeks bled into a fragile rhythm. O'Malley's became Adam's anchor, the suds and shouts a baptism into urban survival. Mick grumbled about soft city boys, but slipped him extra shifts, even introduced him to a network of Irish expats who shared smokes and stories in the back alley. Adam sent postcards to his mother, and signed, just photos of the skyline clipped from magazines, hoping she'd see the steel in his silhouette. Jordan wove into his days like smoke, a coffee run that turned into hours at a village cafe, debating Scorsese films over lattes, a gallery crawl in Soho where Jordan's illustrations hung, bold strokes of urban grit and tender queer intimacies, figures entwined in shadows that whispered of longing. Art's my therapy, Jordan confessed one afternoon, as they lingered before a piece of 2 men dancing under streetlights, rain blurring their edges. Paints the pain pretty, you know? Adam nodded, throat tight. He'd never voiced it, but Jordan's work felt like seeing his own unspoken desires rendered real. Their touches started accidental, a brush of knuckles over shared sketch pads, Jordan's hand steadying Adam on icy sidewalks. Then intentional, a hug after a nightmare phone call from his brother, venomous and demanding he repent or rot. Jordan held him in the Chelsea loft, a sun-drenched space cluttered with canvases and vinyl records, murmuring, "You're not broken, Adam. You're just beginning." The first kiss happened on a fire escape during a blackout. The city plunged into starlit darkness. Candles flickered in Jordan's apartment below, casting golden halos on their faces as they climbed out for air. Manhattan hummed faintly, a distant chorus of horns and laughter. Jordan cupped Adam's cheek, thumb tracing the scar from a childhood fall off the barn roof. Tell me to stop, he whispered, breath warm against Adam's lips. Don't, Adam breathed, and then they were colliding, soft at first, exploratory, Jordan's stubble rasping like sandpaper on silk. Deepened, hungry, Adam's fingers tangling in Jordan's hair as the world narrowed to the taste of him. Coffee and charcoal and home. They broke apart gasping, foreheads pressed, the blackouts hush amplifying their heartbeats. From there, it was a whirlwind. Stolen weekends in Central Park, picnics of bodega sandwiches under the Bethesda fountain, nights tangled in Jordan's sheets, bodies mapping each other with reverent hands, whispers of beautiful and mind-chasing away ghosts. Jordan was patient, coaxing Adam out of his shell, introducing him to queer open mics in the East Village, where poets spilled verses of unrequited aches that mirrored his own. This is your tribe, Jordan said, arms slung casual around Adam's shoulders as they cheered a drag queen's fierce ballad. But shadows lingered. Adam's phone stayed silent from Ohio, save for voicemails he deleted unlistened. His father's rage, his mother's pleas laced with scripture. And Jordan. There was a guardedness to him, a flinch when Adam asked about exes or Atlanta scars. Old wounds, he'd say, deflecting with a joke or a kiss. Adam let it slide, too blissed on the now to probe. Thanksgiving loomed, the city decking itself in tinsel and terror. Jordan suggested they host a found family feast, inviting Mick, a couple of Jordan's artist buddies, even the grinder Wink from the park who'd become a tentative friend. Adam agreed, heart swelling at the normalcy. He shopped at Whole Foods for the first time, splurging on turkey and cranberry, the aisles a symphony of harried yuppies and his own wide-eyed wonder. The meal was magic, laughter echoing off exposed beams, Mick regaling tales of Dublin brawls while passing the potatoes. Jordan's hand found Adam's under the table, a secret anchor. As plates cleared, Jordan pulled him aside in the kitchen, pressing a small box into his palm. Not much, just something to say you're stuck with me. Inside was a silver key, etched with a tiny rainbow. To the loft. Adam's eyes burned. Jordan. A knock shattered the moment. Sharp, insistent. Jordan's face drained of color. Ignore it, he muttered, but it came again, louder. Adam opened the door, curiosity overriding caution. On the stoop stood a woman, mid-30s, blonde hair pulled into a severe bun, eyes red-rimmed and furious. Jordan Hale, you son of a bitch. You think you can ghost me and my kid? We're not going back to Atlanta without you. The room froze. Mick cleared his throat awkwardly. The artists exchanged glances. Adam's stomach plummeted as Jordan stepped forward, voice flat. Claire. This isn't. Who the hell is she? Adam whispered, key suddenly leaden in his fist. Claire's gaze flicked to him, sharpening. His wife. Or was, till he decided playing house in New York was more fun than being a father. She thrust a photo forward, Jordan, younger, beaming beside her and a towhead boy of 4, gap-toothed and grinning. Betrayal hit like a freight train. Jordan's secrets weren't old wounds. They were fresh lies, a double life Adam had tumbled into blind. You have a kid, Adam choked, backing away as the loft spun. Jordan reached for him. Adam, wait, it's complicated. Divorce papers are in motion. But custody, complicated. Adam laughed, bitter and broken. You made me believe. He shoved the key into Jordan's chest, storming past Claire into the night, the holiday chill biting deeper than any Ohio winter. The subway ride blurred through tears, Adam's mind replaying every touch, every promise, as tainted as the farm's poisoned well. He'd fled one betrayal for another, and New York, for all its lights, felt as unforgiving as the stars above. Adam crashed back at O'Malley's storeroom, the cot's lumps mocking his shattered illusions. Sleep evaded him, chased by visions of that photo, the boy with Jordan's eyes, innocent and unknowing. Dawn brought a pounding headache and mixed gruff sympathy. A mug of tea and a shite luck, lad. But you've got spine. Adam nodded numbly, diving into shifts with mechanical fury, pots clanging like accusations. Customers blurred into faceless noise, their slurred compliments on his strong arms, twisting like barbs. He ghosted Jordan's texts. Please, talk to me. It's not what you think. Deleting them unread, each one a fresh cut. The city, once a canvas of possibility, narrowed to survival. Bodega ramen microwaved in the pub's break room. Laundromats where he folded Jordan's borrowed hoodie before burning it in a public trash can. The acrid smoke a petty exorcism. Friends from the open mics reached out, but Adam withdrew, paranoia whispering that trust was a luxury for fools. December dusted the streets in snow, transforming Manhattan into a postcard of twinkling storefronts and horse-drawn carriages in Central Park. Adam avoided the holiday cheer, volunteering for every closing shift. The pub's decked-out bar an ironic stage for his isolation. One blizzard night, as flurries whipped against the windows, a familiar figure pushed through the door. Jordan, snow-dusted and desperate, leather jacket zipped to his chin. Adam, he started, voice cutting through the din of rowdy finance bros nursing pints. 5 minutes. Please. Adam gripped a rag, knuckles white. Clock's off. We're closed to liars. Jordan's jaw tightened, but he didn't rise to the bait. Fair. But hear me out. Outside. The plea in his eyes, raw and unguarded, chipped at Adam's resolve. He nodded curtly, leading them to the alley where their story had begun, now a whitewashed wonderland under sodium lamps. Jordan exhaled a plume of breath. Claire and I, we were kids when we married. High school sweethearts in Atlanta, church every Sunday, the whole Southern Gothic dream. I thought it was love, till I realized it was just fear. Fear of what folks would say if I admitted I liked boys more than her. He paced, boots crunching virgin snow. We divorced 3 years ago. Amicable, mostly. But Timmy, our son, he's got my blood, and custody battles in Georgia are a meat grinder. Claire moved here last month, dragging him along, demanding I man up or lose visitation rights forever. Adam crossed his arms, the cold seeping through his O'Malley's apron. And you didn't think to mention any of this? While I'm falling for you. Jordan stopped, close enough that Adam could see the frost on his lashes. I was going to. Thanksgiving, with the key. But I chickened out, afraid you'd bolt if you knew the mess I am. Selfish. Yeah. Stupid. Definitely. His voice cracked. But Adam, what we have, that's real. Not a complication. It's the first honest thing I've felt in years. The words hung, tempting as forbidden fruit. Adam wanted to believe, to melt into those arms and pretend the world wasn't watching. But Ohio's echoes rang louder, promises broken like communion wafers. You hid a kid, Jordan. A wife. That's not mess. It's a minefield. I came here to build something true, not play second fiddle to your old life. Jordan's face crumpled, a grown man undone by rejection. Then let me fix it. Come with me to the hearing next week. See for yourself. Timmy's just a boy who needs his dad, not a weapon. And you, God, Adam, you're the light I didn't know I was chasing. Adam turned away, throat burning. I need time. He retreated inside, leaving Jordan to the storm. The door's bell a final toll. The custody hearing was in family court, downtown, a sterile hive of fluorescent buzz and anxious whispers. Adam shouldn't have gone, logic screamed it, but empathy, that treacherous bastard, dragged him there. He slipped into the back row, anonymous in the sea of suits and sobbing parents. Jordan sat ramrod straight at the plaintiff's table, Claire beside him in a power skirt, their son fidgeting with a toy truck on her lap. Timmy was 5 now, all gangly limbs and curious stares, oblivious to the stakes. The judge, a no-nonsense woman with silver streaks, droned through exhibits, custody evaluations, Jordan's steady job as an illustrator for indie mags, Claire's instability, job hopping, a string of boyfriends that raised red flags. Jordan's lawyer painted him as the rock. Clean record, therapy for his adjustment issues post-divorce, a loft ready for overnights. Claire countered with venom, accusing Jordan of abandonment and deviant lifestyle choices that endangered Timmy. The word gay slithered out like a slur, and Adam's fists clenched, nails biting palms. Jordan testified with quiet dignity, voice steady as he described bedtime stories via FaceTime, park visits that meant the world. I love that boy more than my next breath, he said, eyes locking on Timmy's. I'll fight clean, but I won't let lies steal him from me. Claire's cross-examination turned ugly, probing Jordan's nightclub escapades, implying orgies and danger. The gallery murmured. Adam's blood boiled. When the judge recessed, Jordan spotted him, surprise blooming into fragile hope. You came. Couldn't not, Adam admitted, standing awkward in the hallway. Timmy toddled over, clutching Jordan's knee. Daddy, when's the fort? Jordan scooped him up, ruffling curls. Soon, champ. Promise. The boy turned huge eyes on Adam. You my uncle? Adam's heart stuttered. Just a friend, buddy. But the weight of that gaze, pure, unscarred, shifted something seismic. The ruling came swift, joint custody, leaning Jordan's way with primary residence pending stability. Claire stormed out cursing, but Timmy hugged Jordan fierce, whispering, Yay, fort. As they emerged into the winter sun, Jordan set the boy down, turning to Adam with eyes shining. Thank you for being here. Adam swallowed hard. He seems happy. With you. Jordan nodded, tentative. Walk with us? Just to the park. They did, 3 shadows stretching long across the plaza. Timmy chattering about dinosaurs as pigeons scattered. At Washington Square, Jordan built a snowman with his son, Adam helping roll the base, laughter bubbling unbidden. For an hour, it was simple, joy without strings, love in its purest form, familial, fierce. As Timmy dozed in Jordan's arms for the handoff, Adam spoke. I get it now. The fight. But us. I can't be the secret side. Jordan. Not anymore. You're not, Jordan vowed, free hand squeezing Adam's. Claire's out of the picture for good. And Timmy, he'll adore you, once you're ready. If you are. Adam searched those blue depths, finding truth amid the turmoil. Slowly, he said finally. But yeah, they kissed then, soft and sealing, snowflakes melting on their lashes. It wasn't fireworks, just a quiet thaw, the first green shoot after frost. Christmas came wrapped in redemption. Jordan's loft brimmed with tinsel and takeout Chinese, Timmy cross-legged amid wrapping paper, exclaiming over a Lego set shaped like a T-Rex. Mick dropped by with whiskey and a gruff, "God bless us, everyone," while Adam's new friends from the Mikes brought eggnog spiked with hope. Jordan pulled Adam under the mistletoe, whispering, "Merry fucking Christmas, farm boy," but peace was fleeting. New Year's Eve brought a call from Ohio. His mother, voice frail over the line. "Your father's sick, Adam. Cancer. He asks for you." The words landed like shrapnel, reopening wounds he'd cauterized with city grit. Jordan found him on the fire escape, staring at the ball drop's distant glow. "Go," he urged, wrapping a blanket around Adam's shoulders. "Not for him, for you. Closure's a gift, even if it stings." Adam flew coach to Cleveland, the Midwest unfolding like a bad dream. Flatlands dusted white, billboards preaching salvation. The farmhouse loomed unchanged, sagging porch and all, but inside, it was a hospice of beeps and morphine drips. His mother looked hollowed, rosary clicking like bones. "He don't have long," she murmured, leading him to the bedroom. His father lay skeletal under quilts, eye sunken but sharp. "Boy," he rasped, the word neither welcome nor weapon. Adam stood rigid, fists balled. "Heard you made something of yourself. City lights suit you," silence stretched, thick as fog. Then, halting, "I was wrong. Fear. It makes monsters of us. Forgive, can't ask. But no, I see you now. My son." Tears came unbidden, Adam sinking to the bed's edge. "I hated you," he confessed. "But I love you still." Damn it. They talked till dusk, halting confessions, regrets aired like dirty laundry. No miracles, just men stripping armor. When Adam left at dawn, his mother hugged him fierce, slipping a faded photo into his coat. Him as a toddler, cradled in his father's arms, both beaming. Back in New York, Jordan waited at JFK, Timmy waving a sign, "Welcome home, Adam." The hug was all-encompassing, scents of leather and crayons grounding him. "How was it?" Jordan asked later, over pizza in bed. "Human," Adam replied, tracing Jordan's collarbone. "Messy. Real." Spring unfurled tentative, cherry blossoms painting the high line pink. Adam moved into the loft officially, his clothes mingling with Jordan's canvases, Timmy's toys a joyful clutter. Weekends became rituals, custody handoffs smoothed by Claire's reluctant civility, playground romps where Adam pushed swings, earning Uncle Adam with gleeful shrieks. But conflict brewed anew. Jordan's career surged, a gallery show in Brooklyn, illustrations gracing the New Yorker's queer issue, but success bred stress. Late nights hunched over deadlines left him distant, snaps at Timmy spills fraying tempers. Adam, thriving at O'Malley's promotion to bartender, felt the strain, date nights canceled, intimacy reduced to exhausted cuddles. One humid June evening, After Jordan bailed on their anniversary dinner for a quick edit, Adam confronted him in the studio, surrounded by half-finished portraits of them. Tender, idealized. "You're slipping away," Adam said, voice steady despite the ache. "Us, Timmy, we're not line items on your to-do list." Jordan whirled, charcoal-smudged hands raking hair. "I'm drowning. Adam, this shows my shot stability for Timmy, for us. You think I don't feel it? The pull? Then pull back." Adam shot back. "Or what's the point? I fled hell for this, for you, and I'm tired of fighting ghosts alone." The argument escalated. Words like daggers. Jordan accusing Adam of naivety, untouched by real stakes. Adam hurling Jordan's past as recklessness. A slammed door echoed. Adam storming to the guest room. Timmy's now. Walls papered in dinosaur murals. He curled on the twin bed, sobs muffled in a pillow that smelled like crayons and betrayal's echo. Morning brought regret's hangover. Jordan knocked soft, tray in hand, coffee, pancakes shaped like hearts. "Truce." Timmy peeked from behind, clutching a drawing. 3 stick figures under a rainbow, labeled Daddy Adam Me. Adam's resolve melted. "Truce. But we talk, really talk. Therapy, schedules, whatever. We're a team." Jordan nodded, pulling him close. "Team Hale. Forever." Summer peaked in a heat wave. The city a steam bath of asphalt and ambition. Jordan's show opening was a triumph. Critics raved about his visceral queer Americana, collectors snapping up pieces that captured Adam's profile in stolen glances. At the after-party in a Williamsburg loft, champagne flowed, toasts to love's quiet revolutions. Adam, in a borrowed blazer, felt seen not as the runaway, but as partner, muse. Yet beneath the glow, fissures lingered. A letter arrived from Ohio. His father gone. Funeral sparse. Adam flew solo, burying the man amid hymns and hollow condolences. At the grave, he whispered, "Rest easy, Dad. We're both free now." Returning, he poured grief into a journal, pages filling with vignettes of Jordan's laugh, Timmy's hugs, affirmations of chosen family. Fall brought harvest festivals in Prospect Park, hayrides and caramel apples, Jordan sketching amid the leaves. One crisp afternoon, as Timmy napped in a wagon, Jordan knelt, ring glinting, silver band etched with their initials. "Marry me? Not for show, for us." The mess, the magic, all of it. Adam's yes was a sob, sealing vows under amber oaks. The wedding was small, Mick officiating in a kilt, open mic poets reciting odes, Claire even toasting with stiff grace. Vows exchanged rings of truth. "In your flaws, I find home." Winter circled back, but this time with warmth. Adam, Jordan, Timmy, a triad unbreakable, forging ahead in the city's endless rhythm. Betrayals healed into scars, stories etched in skin and soul. And in quiet moments, Adam traced the skyline from the fire escape, whispering thanks to the stars, for flight, for finding, for the sin that set him free. The betrayal's aftershock rippled through Adam like a seismic wave, cracking the fragile foundation he'd built in New York. He called out sick from O'Malley's for 3 days, holing up in the storeroom with a bottle of mixed contraband Bushmills and a playlist of Johnny Cash ballads that wailed his woe. Ring of Fire looped endlessly, the lyrics a mirror to his scorched heart. Love as arson, consuming all. Mick pounded on the door once, leaving a greasy bag of burgers and a gruff, "Life's a bastard, but it passes." Adam ate half, the rest congealing like his resolve. On the fourth day, starvation and self-pity drove him out. The city mocked him with its relentless pulse. Couples canoodling on subway platforms, rainbow flags snapping from brownstones in the village like taunts. He wandered Chelsea, avoiding Jordan's block, but fate or masochism led him to the gallery where Jordan's show preview hung. Through the window, Adam saw it. A new piece, untitled, Jordan's bold lines capturing a young man on a bus, face pressed to glass, eyes alight with desperate hope. It was him, raw, recognizable, the farm boy's soul laid bare on canvas. Tears pricked, and Adam fled, ducking into a coffee shop to steady his shakes. His phone buzzed. "Jordan again. Saw you at the gallery. The painting's yours if you want it. Please, Adam." Coffee? Neutral ground. Against better judgment. He agreed. They met at a midtown Starbucks, the chain's bland uniformity a buffer. Jordan looked wrecked, stubble overgrown, eyes shadowed like bruised plums. "Thanks for coming," he said, sliding a venti Americano across the table. "I know I fucked up." Monumentally, Adam sipped, the bitterness matching his mood. "Start with the truth. All of it. No pretty filters." Jordan exhaled, launching into confession. Born in Savannah, raised Baptist strict. He'd married Claire at 18 to silence whispers. Small-town pressure cooker where queer was shorthand for exile. Timmy came unplanned, a tiny anchor in the storm. The divorce was a war, Claire weaponizing faith, Jordan clawing for rights with lawyers he couldn't afford. New York was his fresh start, bartending to fund art school nights, hookups a balm for loneliness. "Then you," Jordan said, voice low, "bumped into you in that alley, and it was like lightning. Real, terrifying. I didn't want to scare you off with my baggage." "Baggage?" Adam's laugh was sharp. "You had a family, Jordan. A kid who calls you dad. That's not baggage. It's a life. And you let me waltz in like some rebound fantasy." Jordan winced. "Not rebound. Redemption, maybe. You saw me, the me I hid from everyone, even myself. Timmy loves Claire, but she's chaos. New boyfriend every month. Jobs that vanish. I fight for him because he's innocent in this shitshow. But you're my future, Adam. If you'll have me." The plea hung, tempting. Adam studied Jordan's hands, calloused from brushes, gentle with Timmy in memory's photo. "I need space to process." "Don't push." Jordan nodded, sliding a sketchpad across. "Take this. My Atlanta journals, ugly truths, all of them. Read, burn, whatever. Just know I'm all in." Adam left with the pad, pages filled with raw sketches, church steeples looming like judges, Claire's silhouette fading, a small hand in his own. It humanized the man, peeling back layers of pain Adam recognized all too well. That night, in the storeroom's dim bulb, he read till dawn, tears salting the paper. Jordan wasn't villain, just another runaway, scarred by the same American dream turned nightmare. Re-entry was awkward. Shifts at O'Malley's passed in a haze, mixed side eyes turning to concerned grunts. Adam forced smiles for patrons, mixing Manhattans with mechanical precision, but his mind wandered to blue eyes and southern drawls. A week later, Impulse 1, he texted Jordan. Park. Noon. Bring coffee. Washington Square was an autumn riot. Leaves carpeting paths in gold and crimson. Jugglers tossing pins for tourists. Jordan arrived with 2 thermoses, settling on a bench near the arch. Missed this, he said softly, bumping Adam's shoulder. Me too. The admission unlocked the dam. They talked, really talked, for hours. Adam's farm boy fears, Jordan's custody dreads, laughter punctuating the heavy with memories of their first rain-soaked walk. As dusk fell, Jordan's hand found Adam's, tentative. 1 date. No expectations. Just us. Adam leaned in, lips brushing Jordan's temple. 1 date. It was a slow rebuild. Coffee dates morphing to dinners at hole-in-the-wall Italians in Little Italy, where Chianti loosened tongues and hands intertwined over tiramisu. Jordan introduced Timmy cautiously, a supervised park playdate, the boy shy but curious, offering Adam a sticky lollipop with a grin. You draw like Daddy? Timmy asked, scribbling on a napkin. Sometimes, Adam replied, sketching a quick T-Rex that elicited squeals. Jordan watched, eyes soft with gratitude. Nights ended with chaste kisses on doorsteps, Jordan respecting boundaries like sacred lines. But trust's fragility showed in cracks. A late-night call from Claire, slurred, accusatory, sent Jordan spiraling, pacing the loft till 3 a.m. Adam, woken by the noise, found him slumped over whiskey. She says I'm poisoning Timmy with my lifestyle. What if she's right? What if I can't have both, him and you? Adam pulled him close, heartbeat steadying the storm. You can. We will. But you gotta let me in all the way. No more solo battles. Therapy followed couple sessions in a cozy Upper West Side office, where a wry counselor named Dr. Levy unpacked their traumas like puzzle pieces. Adam confronted his abandonment wounds, Jordan his guilt-fueled perfectionism. Progress was incremental. Shared calendars for custody swaps, date nights penciled in ink. Holiday season amplified the stakes. Thanksgiving redux at the loft. This time, Timmy the star, mashing potatoes with glee. Claire dropped him off early, face pinched but civil. He's lucky to have you too, she muttered, olive branch wrapped in thorns. As pie steamed on the sill, Jordan raised a glass. To Sakan's chances. And the family we choose. Adam clinked, warmth spreading. But fate's twist came Christmas Eve. A blizzard stranded Timmy overnight. Claire's flight canceled. The loft became a fort of blankets and hot cocoa. Adam reading The Polar Express by flashlight while Jordan built pillow walls. Timmy conked out between them, small snores a lullaby. In the glow of tree lights, Jordan kissed Adam slow, whispering, This is everything. New Year dawned with resolutions and revelations. Adam's promotion to assistant manager at O'Malley's brought stability. A tiny studio sublet in Hell's Kitchen, steps from work. Jordan helped move. Boxes labeled in Timmy's scrawl. Adam's stuff, love Timmy. That night, over takeout in the bare space, Adam broached the future. I want more. With you. Us. Jordan's smile was sunrise. Move in. For real. Timmy's room's half empty anyway. Spring burgeoned with blooms and bold steps. Adam enrolled in community college, graphic design, inspired by Jordan's passion. Nights spent sketching beside him at the drafting table, charcoal dust on their jeans. Timmy's custody stabilized. Overnights a norm. His chatter filling silences with Uncle Adam. Look, drawings of superheroes with capes of rainbows. Yet conflict simmered. Jordan's star rose. A commission from a queer-lit mag. Deadlines devouring days. Adam's classes clashed with bar hours. Exhaustion breeding snipes. Forgotten laundry. Cold dinners. One muggy July 4th. Fireworks exploding over the Hudson. They fought in the park. Jordan accusing Adam of distraction. Adam firing back about neglect. "I'm building a life here," Adam yelled, voice lost in booms. "Not chasing your shadow," Jordan reeled, hurt flashing. "I'm trying. Damn it. For us. For the dream you gave me hope for." They parted fuming, Adam crashing at Mick's above the pub. Morning brought clarity. A text from Jordan. Fireworks fade. "We don't. Come home." Reconciliation was raw. Tears and apologies in the loft. Bodies reuniting with urgent tenderness. Reaffirming vows unspoken. "We're in the trenches," Jordan murmured against Adam's skin. Together, summer waned into fall. Trials forging strength. Adam's first exhibit, a student show, featured a piece of Jordan and Timmy in the park. Titled Found. Jordan teared up at the unveiling, pulling Adam into a kiss amid claps. Proud doesn't cover it. As leaves turned, a letter from Ohio arrived. His mother, inviting him home for Thanksgiving. No sermons. Just pie. And questions. If you're willing. Adam showed Jordan, trepidation heavy. "Think I can face it?" Jordan hugged him tight. "You've faced worse. And I'll be here when you land." The flight west was turbulent, mirroring his gut. The farmhouse smelled of cinnamon and memory. His mother aged but open, arms enveloping. Dinner was quiet. His brother sullen, aunts gossiping, but no fire and brimstone. After, by the fire, his mother asked, "Happy, son?" "Learning to be," Adam said, sharing snippets of New York, of Jordan's laugh, Timmy's hugs, omitting the rings, but not the love. She squeezed his hand. "That's all a mother wants. And I'm sorry for the sin we made you bear." Forgiveness flowed then, a river long dammed. Adam left lighter, Ohio shrinking in the plane's window to a patchwork of what-ifs. Back in the city, Jordan waited with Timmy and a banner. "Hero returns." The embrace was home, solid and sure. Winter's grip loosened into a wedding spring. They said "I do" in a rooftop ceremony. Brooklyn Bridge backdrop. Vows promising through betrayals and breakthroughs. Timmy ringbearer in a tiny tux. Mick best man with a toast that brought the house down. Life unfolded human, messy, profound. Adam's design sold. Jordan's books illustrated bestsellers. Timmy starting school with crayons and confidence. Betrayals became backstory. The alley meeting a legend they retold with winks. In quiet nights, Adam traced Jordan's back, whispering, "You changed everything." Jordan smiled, pulling him closer. "We changed each other. Sin and all." The wedding's afterglow lingered like champagne bubbles, effervescent and fleeting. Adam and Jordan honeymooned in Provincetown, Cape Cod's queer mecca, where dunes met sea in endless blue. They rented a cottage with creaky floors and a porch swing. Days spent biking past lighthouses, nights tangled in salt-scented sheets. Timmy stayed with Claire. His weekly FaceTime calls a highlight. "When's the cake?" "Daddy's." Adam laughed, promising extra frosting upon return. Back in New York, reality reasserted with gentle insistence. Adam's design gig at a boutique agency in Flatiron meant commutes on the L train, laptop bags slung with sketches of brand logos that felt like compromises. Jordan's studio expanded, apprentices shadowing his brushstrokes. But the creative fire demanded solitude he stole in mad dashes to the High Line at dawn. Timmy, 6 now, navigated kindergarten with a backpack bigger than him. Stories of Mean Tommy who pulled braids spilling over dinner. Their rhythm was a dance, harmonious in theory, tripping in practice. Adam came home one evening to find Jordan slumped at the kitchen island, sketchpad blank, whiskey glass half full. "Dry spell," Jordan muttered, rubbing temples. Like the wells poisoned, Adam massaged his shoulders, kissing the nape. "It'll pass. You're the guy who painted heartbreak into gold. Remember?" Jordan leaned back, grateful. "What did I do to deserve you?" But gratitude curdled under pressure. A major client for Adam bailed, citing not enough edge, leaving him doubting his Midwest polish. Jordan, deep in a book deadline, offered clipped advice: "Shake it off. Next one's the one." Adam bristled, snapping, "Easy for you to say your muse is a kid and a canvas. Mine's rejection letters." The argument simmered, unspoken apologies in morning coffee refills. Therapy helped, Dr. Levy sessions now a quarterly tune-up, unpacking resentment's roots. "Growth isn't linear," she reminded. "It's a spiral, circling back to heal deeper." Fall brought harvest and hurdles. Timmy's school play cast him as a tree in The Wizard of Oz, rehearsals clashing with Jordan's gallery commitments. Adam volunteered costumes. Sewing felt apples in the loft's corner. Needle pricks a metaphor for life stings. Opening night was magic. Timmy swaying on stage. Branches of cardboard. Jordan filming with teary pride. Backstage, Claire hovered, exuding forced cheer. "He's a natural," she said to Adam, a rare thaw. "Like his dad's." The word dad's landed warm, but Claire's presence stirred old ghosts. Later, over beers at O'Malley's, she cornered Adam. "Jordan's good with him, but he's always running toward something. Don't let him run from you." Adam nodded, unease settling. Was it warning or jealousy? He pushed it down, focusing on the season's joys. Pumpkin carving with Timmy, whose jack-o'-lantern bore a toothy grin like his own. Thanksgiving with Mick's clan, turkey and tall tales flowing. December tested resolve. Jordan's father, estranged Savannah patriarch, sent a card, stiff with season's greetings and a check for Timmy. Jordan tore it up, but the gesture reopened scars. "He called me unnatural at the wedding," Jordan confessed, voice hollow. "Thinks marriage to you is a phase." Adam held him through the night, murmuring, "His loss. We're the real legacy." Christmas was redemption. A tree trimmed with Timmy's ornaments, gifts wrapped in newsprint. Adam's for Jordan, a custom leather portfolio, embossed with hail and heart, earned a kiss that curled toes. Jordan's for Adam, a portrait of the three of them on the fire escape, titled Sanctuary, hung above the bed, a daily talisman. New Year ushered ambition. Adam pitched a queer-owned brand campaign, Out and Proud Threads, landing the account with a pitch deck that wove personal stories into slogans. Success buzzed, meetings in glass towers, his name in emails. Jordan celebrated with a rooftop toast, Manhattan's lights a carpet below. To empires built on love, but success's shadow loomed. Jordan's agent dangled a West Coast opportunity, illustrating for a Hollywood biopic on Stonewall, 6 months in LA. It's huge, he said. Eyes alight. Could set us up, better school for Timmy, travel fund for us. Adam's stomach nodded. 6 months? Across the country? What about custody? The loft? Us? Jordan waved it off. Video calls. Visits. We've handled worse. The fight erupted over breakfast. Timmy at school. Cereal bowls clattering. This isn't handling, Jordan. It's uprooting. I just got my footing. And you want to chase sunsets? Jordan's face hardened. It's not chasing, it's providing. You think art pays without risks? Risks we share, Adam shouted. Or is that just lip service when LA calls? Doors slammed. Jordan storming to the studio. Adam to work with a headache pounding. Days passed in icy civility. Packed lunches. Bedtime stories read solo. Timmy sensed the chill, asking, why sad faces? Daddies, Dr. Levy mediated. Her office a neutral zone. Ambition's a siren, she said. Lures with promise, but crashes on family rocks. What does US mean if one sails alone? Jordan conceded first, canceling the LA trip over dinner, takeout tie, candles flickering. You're right. The empire's here, in this kitchen, with you too. Hollywood can wait. Relief washed Adam, but guilt nipped. Was he holding Jordan back? Spring bloomed with balance. Jordan teaching workshops at Adam's agency. Collaborative projects blending design and illustration. Timmy's birthday party in the park. Piñata bursting candy like confetti joy. Friends from school mingling with queer kin. Summer sizzled with spontaneity. A road trip upstate. Tent pitched by Finger Lakes. Stars a dome above. They swam naked at midnight. Laughter echoing. Bodies renewed in cool water. Around the campfire. Stories swapped. Adam's Ohio escapades. Jordan's Atlanta rebellions. Timmy's fantastical tales of dragon daddies. Yet autumn winds carried whispers of change. Claire announced a move to Boston, better job, fresh start, smoothing custody to every other week. Gratitude mixed with wariness. Her growth mirrored their own, but trust was earned slow. Halloween brought whimsy, family costumes as the Incredibles, Timmy as Jack, burping fake flames. Trick-or-treating in Chelsea, bags bulging, Jordan stealing kisses amid giggles. Thanksgiving tested again. Adam's mother visiting New York. Train from Cleveland. The loft bustled. Her pie alongside mixed soda bread. Timmy charming her with puzzles. Over wine. She and Jordan bonded over stubborn men. Laughter healing old divides. You've built good, she told Adam. Eyes misty. Proud. Winter wrapped them cozy. Adam's brand launched to acclaim. Billboards in Times Square bearing out and proud, with diverse models entwined. Jordan's book hit shelves. Dedications reading, For My Anchors, JNT. But climax brewed in quiet cracks. Jordan's dry spell returned. Fiercer. A canvas stared down daily. Brush idle. It's you, he confessed one night. Voice small. Not blame but fear. Success feels fragile. Like I'll lose it. Lose you. Adam cupped his face. Then paint the fear. Let it out. We're not glass. The breakthrough came in a frenzy. Jordan's series, Fractured Lights. Urban scenes of queer joy amid shadows. Inspired by their alley meet. The wedding kiss. Timmy's grin. The show sold out. Critics hailing raw humanity. Spring 2026 flowered with fertility talks, IVF options, surrogacy dreams. A sibling for Timmy, Adam mused, hand on Jordan's belly in jest. Jordan laughed, but eyes serious. Someday, when the time's right. Their anniversary fell on a rainy May day, echoing their start. Dinner at the Anchor, then home to the loft, where Jordan unveiled a new piece. Adam fleeing the bus, but turning toward him. You changed everything, Jordan said, pulling a velvet box. Not rings, vows renewed, engraved pendants, sin no more. Adam fastened his, tears falling. Together, always, yet the world intruded. News from Ohio, his brother, once sneering, coming out in a small-town paper, finding my truth. Adam called, voices tentative, bridges mending over miles. Took balls, his brother admitted. You showed the way. Summer peaked with a family reunion, Jordan's chosen kin. Mix crew, Claire even joining for a barbecue. Laughter drowned old grudges, grills smoking stories into night. As leaves turned once more, Adam reflected on the spiral, from sinner's flight to lover's anchor. Betrayal's sting faded to wisdom, conflicts to character. The ending, not grand, but human. A life woven of threads, dramatic, emotional, romantic, tapestry of two souls, forever changed. The months following the wedding were a honeymoon haze extended, New York's concrete jungle softening under love's filter. Adam and Jordan navigated domesticity with the enthusiasm of newlyweds. Grocery lists pinned to the fridge with Timmy's magnet dinosaurs, lazy Sundays at the farmer's market in Union Square, baskets brimming with heirloom tomatoes and artisanal cheeses. Timmy, thriving in his blended world, declared the loft castle headquarters. His room a fortress of glow-in-the-dark stars and Lego empires. Adam's design career blossomed, his Out and Proud campaign spawning a line of apparel that flew off racks in Soho boutiques. He mentored interns at the agency, sharing tales of rural roots and city reinvention, his Midwestern twang a charming counterpoint to the hipster drawl. Jordan's illustrations graced covers from The Atlantic to indie zines. His style, bold lines laced with tenderness, earning him a MacArthur Whisper, though he scoffed. Fellowships for geniuses, not ex-bartenders. Their intimacy deepened, explorations beyond the physical. Shared journals where Adam penned poems of Ohio fields turned Manhattan meadows. Jordan sketched Adam's sleeping form, captioning my muse, unmasked. Sex was sacrament, slow mornings with coffee breath, urgent afternoons stolen from schedules, always ending in whispers of I see you. Timmy's integration was joy's core. Adam adopted the role of second dad seamlessly, school drop-offs becoming rituals of high fives and love yous. Bedtime stories evolved into co-narrations, Adam voicing the dragon with a growl that sent Timmy into fits. Claire, in Boston now, co-parented with surprising grace. Monthly brunches where she and Adam swapped parenting hacks over mimosas, her thanks for sticking a quiet absolution. But paradise's price is vigilance. The first crack appeared in late spring, when Jordan's agent pitched a solo retrospective in San Francisco. 2 weeks, all expenses, career pinnacle. It's the Whitney calling, babe, Jordan said, eyes sparkling over dinner at their favorite West Village bistro. Exposure that could mean teaching gigs. Stability. Adam's fork paused mid-bite of osso buco. 2 weeks, summer's Timmy's camp break. And I'm knee-deep in the fall line launch. Jordan waved. Casual. Claire can take him. Or Mick. It's not forever, just a sprint. The word sprint echoed hollow. Adam forced a smile, but unease festered. Jordan left in June, the loft echoing with his absence. Adam filled days with work and Timmy's soccer practices, but nights were lonely symphonies of takeout and Netflix, the bed vast as the Atlantic. FaceTime calls crackled with static and strain, Jordan gushing about gallery buzz, Adam nodding through yawns, Timmy photobombing with finger puppets. The retrospective was a triumph. Reviews in the Cron raving Hails America is queer, gritty, gorgeous. Jordan returned tanned and triumphant, arms laden with Ghirardelli and a vintage Polaroid camera for Adam. Brought back stories for us, he said, pulling him into a kiss that tasted of fog and ambition. They reconnected fiercely. A weekend getaway to the Catskills. Cabin by a lake. No signal. Just fishing poles and fire pits. Jordan captured Adam casting lines. The photo grainy but golden, hung framed on the wall. See? We're solid, Jordan murmured, as they swayed to a portable speaker's jazz. Fall brought bounty and burdens. Adam's mother visited for Rosh Hashanah, her first Jewish holiday, curiosity trumping tradition. The loft smelled of brisket and hallah, Dr. Levy joining for a seder of sorts, questions probing like wine. Faith's a bridge, not a wall, she toasted, and Adam's mom nodded, rosary pocketed for the night. Timmy's school project, a family tree, sparked joy and jolt. He drew branches for Grandma Ohio, Aunt Claire, Uncle Mick, Jordan and Adam at the trunk, roots entwined. But a classmate's taunt, two daddies? Weird, sent him home teary. Jordan handled the call to the teacher with steel. Adam the cuddle session with ice cream and, you're our favorite normal. The incident lingered, Jordan withdrawing into work, sketches darkening with isolation themes. Adam noticed the whiskey bottles multiplying, the late nights. Talk to me, he urged one evening, finding Jordan at the easel, face gaunt. It's nothing, Jordan lied, brush slashing red. Just the world's noise, Adam pressed, and truth spilled. A hate mail wave post-retrospective, anonymous letters decrying degenerate art with slurs that echoed Atlanta pews. Feels like I'm back there, exposed, hated. Adam held him, fury rising. Then we fight louder. Donate proceeds to GLSEN. Host a panel. Turn poison to power. Jordan did. The backlash flipping to buzz, a TEDx invite. Headlines, hails defiance. But the toll showed in tremors. Sleep lost to what-ifs. Winter's chill amplified anxieties. Holiday cards from Ohio included his brothers. Now with a boyfriend. Photo enclosed. Brothers in arms. Adam framed it beside their wedding shot. A mosaic of healing. New Year's resolution. A family therapist for Timmy, proactive against playground barbs. Sessions were play therapy gold. Puppets acting out mean words. Timmy naming feelings with colors. Green for happy with daddies, he said, hugging Adam. Spring 2026 bloomed with promise. A surrogacy consult. Dreams of baby 2 discussed over park benches. A girl, Jordan fantasized. With your eyes. My temper. But climax brewed in summer's heat. Jordan's father died. Heart attack in Savannah. Obituary in the local paper. The call came from a lawyer. Inheritance strings attached. A will demanding reconciliation meeting for Jordan to claim his share. A house. Stocks. Enough for Timmy's college. Jordan paced the loft. Phone clutched. He wants me there, pretending the last decade didn't happen. Family first, the note says. Bullshit. Adam rubbed his back. Go. Not for money, for closure. Take the power back. The funeral was a Southern Gothic affair. Humid cemetery. Magnolias drooping. Relatives in seersucker eyeing Jordan's ring with whispers. Claire even flew down for Timmy's sake, holding his hand as eulogies droned hypocrisy. Jordan spoke last, voice steady. He taught me strength and how to break free from it. Back in New York, unburdened by the inheritance, donated to queer youth shelters. Jordan crashed, depression's black dog nipping heels. Therapy intensified, Adam anchoring with patience. But resentment crept. Cancelled dates. Timmy's confusion, where's daddy gone? One stormy August night, after Jordan skipped Timmy's birthday for a deadline, Adam snapped. The loft thundered with argument. You're drowning us in your grief. We can't carry this alone. Jordan roared back. You think it's easy? I'm the villain in my own story, failed son. Absent dad. Words escalated. A vase shattering like trust. Adam stormed out, walking miles in the rain to O'Malley's. Mick pouring a double without question. Love's a battlefield, lad. Duck or die. Dawn found reconciliation tentative. Jordan at the door. Flowers wilted. Eyes red. I'm sorry. Getting help, meds. The works. Don't leave. Adam pulled him in. Rain mingling tears. Not leaving. But fight with me. Not against. Fall mended slow. Jordan's recovery a public pivot. A memoir pitch from sin to canvas. Adam co-designed the cover. Their signatures entwined. Winter healed with holidays heartfelt. Hanukkah candles with Adam's mom. Christmas with Claire's family in Boston. Blended chaos. Joy in the mix. Spring 2027 flowered full. Surrogacy greenlit. A pregnancy test positive months later. Timmy ecstatic for baby sister. Names debated over ultrasounds. Their stories' arc bent toward humanism. Conflicts as teachers. Betrayals as bonds. The climax? Not explosion, but evolution. Two men. Family forged in fire. Standing tall in America's vast, varied heart. The pregnancy announcement rippled through their circle like a stone in still water. Waves of cheers from Mick. A wee one. Pubs gettin' a high chair. To Claire's cautious congrats. But let's plan childcare rotations. Adam and Jordan alternated between terror and elation. Doctor's appointments a calendar staple. The loft reconfigured with a crib in the corner. Neutral tones of sage and cream. Summer swelled with the bump. Their surrogate Lila, a lesbian artist from Brooklyn, hosting belly picnics in McCarran Park, where Timmy pressed ears to listen for kicks like soccer. Jordan sketched the moments. A series growing grace, capturing Adam's hand on the curve, Timmy's wonder-wide eyes. Adam's agency promoted him to creative director. His portfolio now a beacon for queer talent. Interns gushing over the campaign that changed my coming out. Jordan's memoir deal solidified. Ghostwriter sessions in cafes where he unpacked Atlanta attics of memory. Adam editing drafts with red pen and red wine. But pregnancy's glow masked undercurrents. Hormones? No, life's inevitable pull. Lila's morning sickness mirrored Jordan's anxiety spikes. Old depression whispering doubts. Can I dad too? Am I enough? Therapy doubled down. Dr. Levy facilitating expectant family sessions. Role-playing newborn cries with dolls that Timmy adopted with glee. You're already enough, Adam affirmed nightly. Foot rubs turning to lovemaking. tender amid the changes. Fall's harvest included Lila's shower, a village bash with drag queens as hosts, cake shaped like a rainbow stroller. Adam's brother visited from Ohio, boyfriend in tow. The loft a crash course in acceptance. Barbecues on the fire escape. Stories swapped till dawn. You paved the road, man, his brother said, clinking beers. Thanks. Winter's wonder arrived early. Eleanor Rose Hale. Born in a snowstorm, tiny fists waving like flags of surrender. The hospital room was a cocoon. Jordan cutting the cord with shaking hands. Adam cradling her first. Timmy peeking over rails with, "She's pink like cotton candy." Homecoming was chaos beautiful. Nights of feeds and diapers. Days of tandem dad duty. Eleanor's cry was a symphony. Timmy's big brother hugs a chorus. Sleep deprived but soulful. They leaned on village. Mick babysitting with Irish lullabies. Claire flying in for weeks. Adam's mom knitting booties from Cleveland. Spring 2028 brought renewal. Jordan's memoir launched to acclaim. Signings in indie bookstores where fans shared, "You voiced my silence." Adam's next campaign, Families Unbound, featured real couples like theirs. Billboards from coast to coast. Conflicts, lingered light. Sleep regressions. Timmy's jealousy flares quelled with big kid charts. But humanism prevailed, love as verb. Daily chosen. One anniversary. Years from the alley. They returned to the anchor. Kids with sitters. Over Jameson's, Jordan raised a glass. From sin to this, fled. Found. Forever. Adam clinked. Eyes on the man who'd changed everything. No regrets. Jordan grinned, pulling him close. Only that I didn't find you sooner. The ending? Open. Ongoing. A story American as apple pie and protest marches. Dramatic falls. Emotional rises. Romantic depths. Humanistic heart. They walked into night. Hands linked. The city, there's sins absolved. Everything changed.